Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Firefighters Chalkboard. Take two on episode number 26 with old Kenny Norton right here. Ken Norton's a training captain with North Myrtle Beach Fire, and that's about all the bio I'm going to give you on him. I'm a firm believer in I'm not going to be one to throw out a big list of what they've accomplished. Most of the guys here are seasoned, unless they're a newer student. If they want to say they've accomplished this, they've done this, whatever, that's what it's about. If they want to, let them go. Um, a lot of people just don't like to hear that over and over and over brag about stuff. So we're just going to talk, have a good time. But
That's right.
if Kenny Ray wants to let everybody know about him, a little bit of his history or whatever, feel free. Go ahead.
I'm sure that might come into conversation at some point in time, but I ain't no good at that either. When I did my class at the fire rescue conference a couple weeks ago, Brian Winnington, one of my good friends, he's doing the Leadership Institute, and the Leadership Institute guys do all the introductions, and they work the fire rescue conference, and Brian came in there and says this guy's bio was like three sentences. He doesn't talk about himself, but I know him, so let me tell you a few things. That's just not something I've ever been good at because I don't want to seem like I'm boasting about anything. Although I'm proud about what I've done, I don't get into the rambling of what I've done.
I can respect that. Tonight's going to be a good night. Everybody doesn't know, me and Kenny go way back.
Way
And
back.
way back. And so we're going to talk a lot about way back. We're going to talk a lot about your program you just presented for at the state conference, which the reviews I heard was amazing. I actually got to sit in and kind of see a dry run before you took it to the state, and I was super super impressed with it. You got a hell of a message to tell, brother. I mean,
Thank you.
so let's start off with right out the get go. Tell us about Kenny's Rays of Sunshine. Let's just start off with that.
Oh man, that's my kid. That's my kiddos, man. Um, pretty proud of that. That was my first rookie class as a training captain. That was my first rookie. I had been involved with the recruit schools between Horry County, and I was heavily involved with recruit class one for North Myrtle Beach. But in my current position, recruit class two was my project. It's probably not a good term to use, but I was responsible for that from the ground up, and it couldn't be possible without uh, my side dude there, Michael Huber, because he helped me get a lot of stuff in development, their uniforms, gear. He was always there helping me set that stuff up. But ultimately, I was responsible for training day one till the day they graduated, and I was that was a pretty prideful moment. And that entire class is 14 rays of sunshine, like I said before. And we developed a very close relationship. You definitely develop a bond, especially in our department because we're a little smaller and we ain't cranking out recruits like some people have to do. And not that that's a bad thing. It's just that that's the way it is. That's the nature of the game. And you know, they were phenomenal. It was a milestone in my career.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them at their graduation if I never got the opportunity to do it again, I have fulfilled what I wanted to do in my career. And I wanted to stand on that stage one day and present badges to recruits that I had helped develop. And I didn't do it alone. I was pretty blessed with a department that supported me having 11 other instructors. And those instructors were, you couldn't ask for a better group of instructors. You couldn't ask for a better cadre. And I mean, we had a good time. We all bonded. We did a lot of cool fireman shit. Like it was definitely a milestone in my career, probably one of the best moments in my life. And I hope to do it again because I'm doing a third recruit class in October coming up. But that first one, man, there's just something about it. And I know you know that you're experiencing that yourself. So um, them 14 rays of sunshine, they know it. There's never going to be another Kenny's rays of sunshine. They were the first and only.
And guys, if you're trying to figure, we've always called him Kenny Ray, right? So whenever they picked out their shirt color for the recruits, they done them in yellow. So So to start off
Yep.
with, when he's seen them coming up, that's his 14 rays of sunshine. So it's Kenny Rays of Sunshine. So
And people don't know where I got that Kenny Ray name from. I don't know if you remember Andy Karn.
yep.
And Andy Karn at Station One was one of the first guys. I was called Kenny. Like Bill Rim always called me Kenny, and other people have called me Kenny. My name is Kenneth. It was Kenneth until I was 15 years old, and I said I want to be called Ken. And so Andy Karn just started because my middle name's Ray, and he had a thing says everybody from the South's middle name is Ray. Like, so he would always just call me Kenny Ray, and it stuck.
It's kind of like on the Bayboro side, you had Johnny Ray, Billy Ray, and then Ray Ray.
Yeah, yep. There's a bunch of middle name Rays.
Yeah, yeah. So, guys, we're gonna roll back the clock about 17 years now, probably. How long has it been?
20.
20.
2005,
Wow.
2006. So 19 to 20 years. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about Station 40 and I was a volunteer.
Yeah, yeah. So me and Ken first met. I was an engineer on Engine 40, and he had started as a volley. So, I mean, he's kind of like the majority of a lot of us. I mean, we all started from volunteer ranks, fell in love with the job, and then we're blessed enough to have it as a career position and have grown from it from there. And watch the guy. He's got a hell of a testimonial, and I would really hope that you kind of share some of that with us tonight while we're going. And because the big
Sure.
thing on this platform is instructors and mentorship. It's what it's really about, because there's podcasts all over the world talking about strategies and tactics and what in the world's wrong with the fire service. Well, let's talk about what's right in it. We
Yeah.
still got a lot of instructors that truly, truly love their students, kind of like you talking about. And I've spoke about it in other podcasts before and stuff, and it's about the feeling you get when you watch the people you've helped. They done all the work. We help get them there. But the ones that have done the work with you standing beside them, not in front of them, not behind them, beside them the whole time, and you get to watch them walk across their stage, you know, that's a sense of accomplishment a lot of people will never get to feel. And I mean, it is probably one of the best feelings in my career. The only thing I would say would top it was when I was asked to pin one of those badges on one of my recruits. And
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
I mean, it was a tearjerker. I'm not gonna lie. And then I got him back. So the story hadn't come in it. So what happened was, got him. He got pinned. Everything else. And then after it was over with, I took him behind the stage with a little crowd of us, and I walked right up to him and shook his hand, and then I grabbed his badge and took it off his shirt. And man, you just seen the color come out of his face. He's like, "I can't believe you just did that." I said, "Well, you're not good enough to wear this badge." Kind of
Oof.
looked at me, and I pulled my original fireman badge out of my pocket. I said, "But you're good enough to wear this one," and put my badge on him. And I told him, and I wrote my name in the back of it with a Sharpie. And I said, "This badge was pinned on me a very long time ago." I said, "I weren't going to throw the years out." And I said, "But this was the badge I was pinned with, and I can't think of I can't wear it anymore, and I can't think of anybody else better to wear it." And I gave him my badge, and I told him, I said, "Now I'm keeping this one because something's got to go in my shadow box when I retire." But
Right.
I mean,
It's a great feeling.
oh, absolutely, and it's just starting off the conversation we're having with the relationships we try to build and instill and everything in our students. And you just graduated 14 of them a couple months, 2 months ago, something like that,
Last month.
last month. So
The first 6 months went so fast, and everything has bled together since then, and we're getting ready to do a third. Like,
Mhm.
you would think I would remember that graduation date, but I'm like, my memory is lapsing me right now.
I can relate because we got one going on right now. We're starting another one in August and another one in September. So yeah. Um, if you see the Facebook post, we steady hiring. Uh,
We are too now.
oh yeah, yeah,
Does that still make us friends?
yeah. It does. Yeah. I told you, I'll be happy to come teach your salvage of your Fire One anytime you want me to. I,
You might have to fight Billy Floyd over that one.
oh, I love it. I
He told me straight up on the get go. He's like, I don't care what I do, but I'm coming to teach salvage and overhaul.
yeah.
And he was there when the fire chief says he's coming to teach a class or a particular portion of the class.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anybody can come help teach my Fire One as much as they want, but no, the salvage you can have overhaul. Salvage is mine,
I hear you, man.
and I do it for a reason. Is teaching them with the mindset of a victim.
Sure.
I mean, very few of them, or especially very few instructors, can teach salvage with the experience of losing their home and the material in their home. And
Yeah.
I think that that puts a lot more stuff into perspective whenever you start getting up there and actually talking from the aspects of a victim.
Well, we got so wrapped up in I don't want to use the word destruction of our job, but there is destruction in our job.
There is.
And we got so wrapped up in not considering those sentimental things,
Mhm.
the plaque on the wall, the kids' football trophy, the family photo album, all of those things. We have neglected those things severely. And when we do our salvage, we don't think about that. Like before I rip down this ceiling, can I clear out this room and protect some of these things that cannot be replaced?
Yeah,
The drywall and the lumber can be replaced, but some of
absolutely.
these things that's been in their family for decades can't be replaced. That first kid's football trophy cannot be replaced. My
No.
kids got medals hanging on their wall right now, and I pray to God that if my house caught on fire and the fireman come in there and take care of business, it's all organized, hanging on a wall right now, man. All you gotta do is grab that one board that's got every metal layer it got on that wall. Take that out of here before you tear this room apart.
Yeah.
And then
And
after that, do what you gotta do.
yeah, I mean, that's actually I'm actually building a class up on that, just doing a salvage class. We do a really good job of putting fire out. We do a really good job of doing overhaul.
Yeah,
We really need to change our mindset on salvage. Nothing says we can't
absolutely.
get a knock on the. And here's my tactical part of the podcast. I don't do tactics on, um, but
I'm with you, brother.
we can knock down a fire real quick, and then put a crew trying to do some salvage work real fast before we start overhauling everything. It can be done. It used to be done. We need to get back to doing it.
Absolutely.
But moving right along from the tactics.
Yeah, carry on. Carry on.
So let's tell us Kenny's story, because I know that's basically what your whole thing was with the convention. I mean, I spoke to some people that sat in on it and stuff, and everybody loved it. So let's hit the cliff notes on it, because
All right.
I was actually upset that we were both teaching at the same time, so I couldn't get in on yours.
Yeah. Hey, they had to put us all together, man. It was a ploy.
I mean, they had
Um,
me, you, John,
John.
and
Uh,
Andy Sakadudo was doing one at the same
y-
time, and it was like, man,
yeah.
I
One
wanted
of
to
my
sit in
boys
the
from
room.
one of my homeboys from the FOA. He was teaching his class at the same time, and we actually had a couple buddies bouncing in between his and our class. Uh, kind of sharing the love. So that was a cool moment. Another FOA graduate that was in my FOA class. He and I were both presenting a class at the same time. That was pretty cool to me.
Absolutely, yeah.
Um, yeah. So I kind of have you seen that scene? And I'll kind of share a little bit of that. You seen that TikTok or YouTube video? The guy's getting baptized, and the minister asks him, says, "Why do you want to be baptized?" And the guy says, "Because I used to be a piece of shit." Have you seen that?
Yeah.
So I opened my class with that video, and you know, yeah, it's a four-letter word. Pardon my French. Everybody that knows me has heard me say 10 times worse words than that. So I was a scumbag, man. I did not do well in my younger years, and I made a lot of bad mistakes and a lot of things, and that thankfully I have been able to make amends on. But the key part in all those mistakes I made and all those stupid things I did to have a criminal record and get into some of the bad business that I was into, I had people that supported me regardless of doing that. And so when I open the class, I say, hey, this isn't for you to feel sorry for me. This is for you to understand how terrible I was. But the takeaway is these phenomenal people that supported me and did things for me in my life that got me here. And for me to be able to have a conversation with you, that for you to take the time for do a podcast with you and be able to go to the fire rescue conference and present 20 years after my first attendance of the fire rescue conference and have this long career that I've had and be able to achieve some of the success that I've had was because of it, more than dozens upon dozens of people that supported me in my worst times. When I was making mistakes, they still stood by me, and I learned lessons from them that helped me get past my mistakes and to push forward. And out of that, I also learned and started putting it together like people come into this job every day, and this may be their last resort. This may be what is their saving grace is going to get them beyond their mistakes and the things that they struggled with, like I did. And we all have struggles.
Absolutely.
5, 10, 15 years, 20 years into the job, you're still going to have struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And that also builds into that because one of the things I talk about is a firefighter's timeline. You know, the day one firefighter versus the 5-year firefighter and the 10-year firefighter. How much shit is he going to have to deal with from day one on the job till 5 years? Marriage, children, financial struggles, becoming, trying to establish themselves in the fire service. And one of the things on my little timeline is mistake, 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 mistake. Well, as mentor, as somebody that is trying to help these people get beyond where we've already been, how do we help them with their mistakes? We help them not make the mistake again because some of us have made them same mistakes. Yeah. So, in a nutshell, that's where it came from, man. I credit Chris Spitzer. I did an interview as a lieutenant for North Myrtle Beach a couple of years ago, and uh, Chris says they said, "Man, that's a hell of a testimony." And I credit them in the presentation. He said, "That's a hell of a testimony, and that's a story worth telling." And from that point forward, I said, maybe I'll give it a shot. I got a little black book. I started writing stuff in it, man. The experiences that I faced and the people. The people is the big thing. The ones that helped me, the lessons I learned from them, for me to overcome the nonsense, is what's got me here. So that's a key factor in it, man. And helping them get beyond the things that we never got. Nobody ever gave us in the fire service. Financial planning, planning for our retirement. Do we have our insurance squared away that if something were to happen to us, that our families are taken care of? All these little things. Man, I'm not a tactics guy. I know for a fact there's 10 times better firemen in the world than me, skilled wise. They're way better than I am. But, life is hard, and I've understood that a little bit more than some. So, do we have those things squared away? Great. You can throw a ladder, and I want you to be able to throw a ladder. But if you die tomorrow, is your family going to be taken care of?
Yeah.
Do you have your shit squared away for retirement? Have you figured those things out? Because before you know it, you're 20 years in, and it's all a blur. Like, shit, I'm getting ready to retire next month. Now what? I haven't got anything figured out. When we had a long career to be able to figure it out, nobody ever told us that.
Yeah. You know, I had a guy years ago keep trying to tell me about what I needed to do and everything, but I didn't want to listen to him. Man, I wish I'd listened to old Johnny Blanton years ago. I mean, he would preach deferred comp, preach, preach, preach. I just wish I would have
Yeah.
listened a long time ago. But you know, the biggest thing I love about your story is when I got to witness it over the last 20 years. That's one thing. Watched you go from where you started to what you have become now. And you have become a hell of a fireman, a hell of a mentor, and a damn good instructor. and
Appreciate that.
I'll stay right out to get go. I love me some Kenny Ray, and I'm proud of him. I really am.
Love you, brother.
And,
Appreciate that.
I mean, you've done good for yourself. I mean, you've had challenges along the way, and you've never stopped and kept pushing forward. And you are a testimony of hard work works. I mean, and don't let anybody take your dream. I mean, you're a prime testimony of that. But one of the things I love about it the most is you're taking everything that was bestowed upon you and pouring that back into the people you're teaching now. And that's, I can relate to that so much from what I do, because the majority of my students, I won't say all of them, because I got a guy in class older than me. It's okay. He's on his second retirement. He's starting to work on it. But it's cool because it's a father and son group going through class together. So that's actually pretty neat. They
We
bust head.
got one of those too. Shout out Scott Belts. We call him Pat.
But they're the same age as my kids, and that makes it
Yeah.
where I can relate with them a lot more. And then the true Uncle Wayne, I guess that's where that really kind of come from to start off with. But it makes it where you can truly invest into them, and because if we don't pour into them, who's going to?
Bingo.
And throwing the plug in the book, stepping up to the chalkboard. It talks about us labeling ourselves in recruit school, because that's truly what we do. We label ourselves as your first mentors in the fire service, because we're the go-to people, because we're all they're exposed to. So we have to set that standard. But a lot of times what we strive to do is to just set an example for what they should be looking for when they leave us and go out in the street. What is a good mentor really like? What are you going to be looking for when you do go there? Where if the person that's trying to mentor you is not giving you what you need, what do you need to look for?
Sure.
I'm not perfect. I screw up on a daily basis, and my students teach me more than I ever teach them. They teach me a lot about myself, how I conduct myself. A lot of times they help hold me to the standard I want to be held at, because they deserve the best of me. They really do. But the people that helped you set that chain of, what it feels like to be helped, to be brought through, to be given that chance and that nudge when you need it. And now you're on the whole full circle thing. You're getting to do it back. And the only thing is, I kind of wish I'd have been able to get you to me when I had Nikki with us, because that would have been cool to have me and you teaching Nikki at the same time. Little Nikki Roberts.
Yeah.
It was cool enough to have his daddy show up to the academy every now and then. He would, but
old Hop Along himself.
yeah, Hop Along himself. Call him real quick.
Yeah. People need people to believe in them,
Mm-hmm.
even at their worst. And if you can believe in people and you can divulge a little bit of time, and I'm understanding not every organization, not every person has the ability to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to give them the chance, and you have to believe in them. And you know what? Sometimes they ain't going to come out good on the other side like you hope they would.
No.
Mm-mm. But in our job, that's we don't decide that.
No.
We'll figure it out eventually. We give them what we can give them right now.
Yep. But the one thing of it is, especially the groups of children. No offense, guys, but the kids we're dealing with, 18 to 25 on average, about normal age range. Sometimes we get them a little bit older. They're COVID era. They finished high school and college during COVID, and
had a rookie class in COVID.
Yeah, and that was interesting. But they didn't have the mentors. They didn't have the ball coaches. They didn't have the teachers in the brick and mortar school and stuff to help steer them the right way and stuff. And a lot of times coming out, in society, while they've been waiting to get in an academy or get a job or whatever,
Sure.
What mentorship have they really had? Everything's been technology based. It's on TikTok or a Facebook video or whatever like that, or they didn't have the people to truly push them like we did coming up. And it's our job to push them, but not so much into the drill sergeant mentality is like you said, that one little word, believe. To let them know that somebody believes in them. We believe they can do the job, because a lot of times we see it more and more. We're the first people that really give a shit whether they succeed or they fail.
Yeah.
And a
It's
lot of
important to
times,
us.
oh yeah, absolutely. And it's not numbers. I mean, shit on the numbers. It's the people.
We want quality.
Yeah. And I want the people to know that I truly care if they're successful. I mean, do I get upset sometimes whenever I don't get what out of them what I think they can give me? Yeah, because I'm not selling
That,
myself,
that,
I'm not selling
yeah.
myself short to them. Don't do the same to me.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed because I
Yeah.
know you can do this if you listen to what I'm telling you or what your other instructors are telling you or anyone else is telling you, the people that have been doing it, if you listen to them and you do what we tell you, we're going to show you a million different ways to skin this cat. Just listen to what we're saying and absorb it and give it your best.
Hmm.
It's when you're not giving your best that I have an issue. When
Oh yeah.
you're half-assing it and you're not giving a damn, that's when I have a problem with it. And I was fortunate with our last class, they all gave a damn.
Hmm.
Like we were blessed in that matter that they all wanted to be there. You don't always get that.
No.
Every one of them wanted to be right where they were, and they gave 100% every single day. And they overcame their own adversities, and they overcame their own situations that they were struggling with. Not every fireman is going to be the skilled fireman that we want them to be. But just like my class says, I want them to be awesome people. Because if you can be an awesome person, you can certainly survive in this job and you can provide something to our profession.
Hmm.
And if we believe in them, we support that. And again, I'm not naive. I know that you're going to have one or two that just are not that skilled firefighter that you need, but you still can't give up. If you have them, you still have to invest in them because that's the
That's the
stupidest
stupidest
thing
thing
ever
ever.
to not want them to be successful because
I love it.
our organization depends on it.
I
Our
love it.
organization depends on it, and our department, or excuse me, our citizens depend on that. So I can't just write them off. I still got to involve myself. My crew's got to be involved with them. We still have to invest into them and try to figure this out one way or another. We're going to find something you're good at, and we're going to find a place for you.
Almost like what was it? I was listening to somebody on a podcast the other day, and it hit home so hard with me because as instructors, you know as good as I do, it's a daily struggle for us to keep sanity sometimes with some recruits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll give you everything I've got all day long as you're doing the same. But like you're talking about the ones that aren't giving the effort that you know they can give, and they're just choosing not to, is the ones I have a lot of struggle with.
Yeah.
But you get the thought where they said, why are we investing all this stuff in somebody that more than likely they're going to leave? And then the guy turned around, and I don't remember who it was, but the guy turned around and looked at him and said, well, what if we don't and they stay?
Mm. Ooh, that speaks volumes. Now what?
Yeah. I mean,
Now what?
I'm sitting back there, the running joke is Uncle Wayne's got a blessing plate. And so those guys actually bought me a brass offering plate. It's sitting in my office. They when they start teaching, they would Coit and John started passing it back and forth across the back of the classroom as a joke one day. Went and bought a regular brass offering plate from a church. And I mean, the guy was saying that, and I'm like looking around backwards trying to find a plate because I'm ready to pass it on to somebody because that dude, that was deep. Why are we investing in these people if they're going to leave? And what if we don't invest in them and they stay?
Hey, and you and I know
Oh yeah.
we've done it. We've
Hmm.
done it. We've either been a part of it or we witnessed it happen for decades. Like we've seen it happen and we've been there. And it's one thing to have an employee or a firefighter, and at the end of the day, some of these folks got to be employees too. You can have a solid fireman and a shitty employee. We need you to be squared away at both.
Mm-hmm.
But we have, neglected the one that was like, it's not worth investing that time in. But I learned a thing a long time ago: the red light, yellow light, green light. The red light ain't going to progress. The red light, you cannot continue to invest time that the yellow light might need, but
Mm-hmm.
the red light still has to meet the standard.
Yeah.
You still have to involve yourself for the red light to meet the standard. And eventually, it may take time. The red light's going to wash themselves out. But the green light, they're sustainable. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to succeed. They're going to help you with the yellow light. That yellow light eventually become a green light. That red light, you still have to involve yourself. You still have to be connected to it because they work for you.
Mm-hmm.
They're still in your organization. They could be going to your family tomorrow. So what sense does it make to say, screw it. I'm not involving myself or investing any more time in this person for them to get better at their job or find something that they're good at that we can benefit from and that my family or my community can benefit from. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life because at the end of the day, we're public servants. It,
Oh yeah.
Dude, I could go on forever about that.
And I don't know about you, but I want to make sure whoever's working the 8 box is squared away.
Right. They come to the house.
Yeah.
They
I
come
mean,
to the house, man.
it ain't but a short golf cart trip from one to the other. I mean, come on. But brings and what you talking about, green light, yellow, yeah, the traffic signals brings up something that we had a conversation about the other day, and I can't think of a more perfect time to bring it out, let people ponder on it, think about it, whatever. But it was put in that in the past, there's been recruits that say, well, the instructors have favorites. Nah.
I got a good story on that one.
But it says we've got favorites. And it was brought up, and I looked right at them, and I said, no, I don't have favorites. I have favorite mindsets. I don't have favorite people.
There you go.
If you put forth the effort, that person right there that you're saying is my favorite, you'll be my next favorite because that's what I want. I want somebody that's hungry to learn, hungry to train, hungry to learn how to do this job. Yes, I'm going to show them more attention because why? They're hungry. I've got to feed that. I don't want that to die.
That's right.
If you want to sit in the back in the shade, I'm sorry. You've got the same opportunities to be just as alpha and everything as they are.
Yep.
And, it's...
Because those guys are going to help the ones that are lacking.
Yes.
At some point in time, those folks that are your quote unquote favorites, they're going to excel. They're going to develop, and some people catch on to this more than others.
Mm-hmm.
We got guys from our recruit class 1 that are in our instructor cadre that are lieutenants right now. Yeah, they haven't seen a lot of action, for lack of a better term, but they are into it. They love what they do. They have an understanding of it, and they are helping the ones that were even in their own class that are lacking in certain areas. And you talk about that favorite thing, and we heard that a lot coming up, and there was some cliques and a group of individuals that actually it had a certain name for this person.
Yeah.
That you know who I'm talking about, and he said it best. I won't say his name because they'll get to it, but anyway, he said, well, you picked such and such to go to this class, but I put in for it, or I did this, or whatever. It's like, but you've been here for 15 years and you've done nothing. So do I take the young buck that is hungry and is motivated and wants to go and be better at this and invest in them, and then maybe they can come and teach you something? Or do I go piss away an investment, not financially?
Because you want a weekend off.
Exactly, because you want to go travel and do something cool. And
Mm.
I've witnessed that happen too many times, and they don't understand it. And it's fine. That's a part of the job. We're going to piss those people off. They can be butthurt about it if they want to. They'll get over it. And you know what? You're going to be upset about that young hungry fireman that's coming and developing and advancing in his job. But one day he might turn you around and change your mindset on this job, even in 20 years. He's got 5, you got 20. He can change your mindset quickly because I invested in him. I invested in you at one point and you didn't give me anything. You didn't show me a product.
And that's a struggle. That's a struggle as a mentor, as an instructor, as a company officer or other leader. But what you were talking about is those favorites we have that we're working with. We're actually building the informal leaders of a class.
Yeah.
And the informal leaders also turn around and start becoming informal instructors and peer assisted instructors and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that are end up helping people that are struggling with bunker drills during lunch break. Whenever you turn around, you go walk outside, and man, they getting a rep in on the door. They getting a bunker drill in. You look at who it is. It's the favorites are over there putting in the extra work because they want to see their classmates get better.
Yep. That I clearly made that. I was very clear about that with Recruit Class 2. That was something that we didn't do it. It was just in them. That's who they were. I've never seen that. I've never seen a class that stuck together as tightly as they did, that there wasn't, multiple groups within the class. They all helped each other. They all wanted each other to succeed. They were all very conscious and aware of who was strong at what and who was weak at what. And they made sure everybody succeeded together.
Mm-hmm.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I hope my next 10 classes I face in my career are able to do that. I don't know if I just
the same way they will. You run.
if
Guess what? They were starting off by the way things were being set. Expectations first, plain and simple.
and they did it.
Yeah.
And they still do it to this day. They still, and then obviously it's only been a couple of weeks, 6 weeks since they've graduated, but they still lean on each other. They're still looking out for one another. And every one of the people that have a weakness, they are aware of their weakness and they know who has the strengths.
But there's
And
nothing wrong with that, because 25 years into the job, I'm still leaning on people when I need to work on stuff. You're teaching them to network with people that have different strengths to help you be successful.
100%. I pick up the phone daily to ask for help. Like, there's no way I can do this alone. I know my weaknesses.
So let me turn it around just a second,
All right.
especially since you just finished a class, and I have come to a conclusion on something. I'm going to see if we can validate it. And if we can't, we'll squish it, and it is what it is.
Let's do it.
Is it just me, or are our younger students more apt to be upfront and tell you what they need to be successful? They're more open about the help they need.
I I would probably support that. Yeah, I feel like we kind of had that in our last class. I felt like people were very open about what they were struggling with.
Yeah, I mean,
Whether it was because of how we were approaching it.
It very well could be, but like whenever we come through, you just done the work. Listen to what you were told, done the work.
Yeah.
Now, the younger kids, they don't mind working. They work hard. They bust their ass every day. They truly do. And it's not nothing to do with this newer kids. No, at one time we were newer kids too, and the old guys were bitching about us. It's the cycle that happens. But these younger kids are busting their ass. They're wanting to do a good job, but they were brought up differently. They were taught differently. But they don't have a problem telling you what works for them because they want to be successful. They want to help give the instructor the roadmap to help them be successful.
Absolutely. And as an instructor, you have to have different variations of what those weaknesses are. Meaning, have to have different methods of saying, all right, this guy, and it might be a stupid example, but this guy can high shoulder carry a 24 and deploy it by himself. Well, not everybody can do that. All right. So let me show you several other methods, because you're very aware that you have a lack of upper body strength or short stature or the balance of the ladder. Yeah. So it's like, hey, let me show you a way you can still get this ladder up. Like, yeah, like the high shoulder carry is cool, and yes, it is effective and it's quick, but not everybody can do that. And we're not in a position to just have a bunch of damn studs that can high shoulder carry a 24 by themselves all the time. And the fire service world, social media, and everything's going on. Every fireman should be able to high shoulder carry 24. Okay.
I
Yeah, well,
won't high shoulder it, and I'll throw it just as fast as most people do.
bingo.
I learned it what works for me.
That's it. Find what works for them, help them master that and perfect that, and they will do it just as effectively and efficiently as anybody can do it in what they think is effective and efficient.
That's kind of like, you know, one of the best I ever seen, God rest his soul, was old Mitch. I mean, he could take a 24 and a 14, pair them together, high shoulder both of them, and run across the yard with them. I can't do that. I can't do that. But I learned that I could throw the 14 on top of the 24 and drag both of them across the yard, and I'd get them there just about as quick. Short guy, little arms. I just make do with what I got. But it's the part of it is like just what you're saying. It's okay to teach them. It's all right to be different. Did you get the ladder up? Yeah. Did we get the VES done? Were we fast? Were we efficient? Did the overall goal happen? Congratulations.
Right. But what happens really? Oh, you can't high shoulder carry that 24?
See, and
no, because they're 5'4", dude. Like, relax. They can still get the ladder up.
Calling it vertically challenged,
right?
Or short kings. You know, Coit, can you not with me? He's laughing right now. He just don't know it. But the thing about it is, there's 100 different ways to skin a cat. That's what you said earlier, and there's no truer statement. But what you just said a second ago is probably what I would say is one of our biggest problems right now in the fire service: mentorship. Okay, by far, mentorship. Do we have people that are doing an awesome job? Yes, absolutely. 100%. We've got some damn jam up good mentors in the fire service that are doing an outstanding job. But we have a lot of people that forget that at a very short time ago, they were in the same condition the people are coming out now. And instead of taking time to show them the right way, help them overcome what is going to be their bet to find their best way to be efficient for the job, they talk shit about them.
You know what I call that? In my class, I actually hit on that. It's dysfunctional mentorship.
There you go.
That's dysfunctional because you were solid at it. You know, somebody had to show you. You didn't always have the ability to perform that skill, that task, or have that knowledge. And then when you come across someone, and even if you like them, like they could be your best friend, they could be great around the firehouse, but they can't. And we're talking about the ladders, and I keep reverting back to that because that's one that always commonly comes up. Oh, we can't high shoulder carry the 24. So what? So you're shitting on him and you're giving him a hard time about it instead of teaching him other ways. One of and it might be kind of taking a left turn here, but one of the topics that I talk about is when guys want to go to paramedic school. And like I've had a guy on my shift for 5 years, solid fireman, good on the fire ground, does his job well. He wants to go to medic school. I immediately give him shit. Like, why do you want to do that? That's stupid. That's the quickest way to get fired, and blah, 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 blah. Instead of saying, good for you. Go better yourself. Go get an education. Go do great things and become better at what we do.
It's almost like they don't think that they will have the same drive and passion for one side that they do the other. And you can successfully be passionate about both.
100%. Adam Lee.
Absolutely. I was going to throw Lee. You got it right there. He's going to get on here one day. He just don't know it.
He's one of the guys, one of my first mentors in the fire service. The guy could push down a dirty hallway and he could work a cardiac arrest or a trauma in the back of an ambulance better than anybody I know, other than Chris Armstrong. Chris Armstrong was also a solid fireman who could do things on the fire ground that most people couldn't, but he could get in the back of an ambulance and he could perform well. Yeah. And I'm not saying there ain't a bunch of other people out there like that, but we always were quick to judge guys that wanted to go to medic school or guys that wanted to go get a higher education or that wanted to go into nursing or whatever it is they wanted to do. We both know that this job is brutal on our bodies. They have a backup plan. I can firsthand attest to having a paramedic card put food on my table when I needed it most in my career.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not working as a fireman. I can assure you of that. So, he's an asshole because he wants to go be a paramedic. Like, that's dysfunctional. You,
Maybe he
as a
wants to
mentor,
take care of
yeah,
your family.
encourage them to do whatever it is they want to do that's going to make sense for not just the fire service, not for your firehouse, not for your department, but their lives as well.
Absolutely.
What's going to make sense for their lives?
Kind of like I went to A school a while back. Been a few years, and one of the biggest things, the reason why, I'd been an EMT for over 20 years. Never thought about going to A school, and I was sitting there on a diabetic call one time, and the old firehouse I was at, if our rig was gone, the closest one coming was 20 minutes away. Just nature of the beast where I was, and it don't take but about one time of sitting there looking at a diabetic patient that just needs some D50 or some D10. It's all they need, and the problem is fixed. And you got to wait 20 minutes on a medic unit to get there because you don't have the cert to get it. And that was my reason. I sat there and watched that person knowing I knew what to do. I knew how to fix it. I didn't have the credentials to do it.
Right.
The next class that popped up, I'm in it because I could provide a better service. It wasn't about, well, if you're good at one thing, you can be good at everything. It's the mindset you put yourself in. But you keep talking about ladders. Well, I got one for you. You can't pull a draft without a primer? I mean,
Somebody ain't been on a dirt road at 3 o'clock in the morning with a 500-foot split lay.
Uncle Wayne Pumps 101. You can take that primer and never use it again because 9 times out of 10, it don't work.
Right. For the record, I don't have that problem at North Myrtle Beach. We got air primers. They work pretty well.
I'm still not going to use it. Still not going to use it. Can't do it. I had a brand new rig the other day and I was doing it and I said, I can't do it. I mean, a brand spanking new, and I'm like, I know it works. But I mean, the new rigs actually spoil everybody because I mean, the newer engines now, they'll pull a draft on their own at an idle. I mean, they really do spoil everybody. It ain't like an old 1986 C8000 you having to try to work to get that thing.
Yep, no doubt. I'm with you.
So let's talk about mentorship. We've been kind of dabbling back and forth.
Yeah.
What qualities do you think us as instructors need to have during the mentorship phase when we have them? I can't control what happens when they leave my academy or they leave my classes or whatever.
Right.
But while I've got them, I need to weed and feed the best I can.
That one's tough. And I know that one's probably especially tough for y'all considering the numbers that you have in your class. You got 30 plus recruits. And the way we explain it to our recruits, and I did it in recruit class 1, hey, we got to hit some checks and balances for you to pass this class, for you to get to this curriculum and meet the standard.
Yeah.
When we have that extra time, we're going to, because I don't do the whole real world versus book thing. I clearly stated as in, you have to hit these benchmarks in order to pass this class. However, here are some other things that you can do that we would do in the street, as some people would say, that will still allow you to pass this class.
I do mine a little differently. I mean, but like you say, a lot different numbers. But whenever like I'm teaching, I teach it based on the state curriculum. Now, as fun as that might not be for a lot of people,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's got to be done. That's the standard. That's the minimum standard that's got to be hit.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I don't care exactly. I don't care what anybody says. Until somebody runs a recruit class of 40 people at one time with 3 instructors. I mean, that minimum standard is still a lot to hit, and it's hard to get enough hours in a day to be able to run the skills forward to meet those minimum standards.
Absolutely.
Now,
I can
one
only imagine with you guys, and with 14 it was difficult. I can only imagine what it's like with 30.
but one thing we did do is we've given ourselves extra time, and we don't do this is the book way, this is the street way, but we show them how to blend the two together, just kind of like what you're
Sure.
saying. But we wait until after all their academic tests are done. That
Yeah.
way, it doesn't confuse them. I mean, set them on. We're not teaching to test. We're teaching them the basic skills they need to have.
Yep.
And then we bring the other stuff into it, which is fixing to get really fun with the new essentials rolling out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You haven't
There's
looked at
that.
it. You're in for a treat.
Well, I just did the update, so yay, 2 books.
Driver seat would be fun too.
Oh, don't even get me started. 6-day pump class,
I like it.
which I'm not against. I'm not against. You know.
I'm not against it either. The more time I can get them on pumps, the better it is. And
Sure.
a lot of times, so just with that is we all understand that repetition is everything.
Yep.
So how do you face the challenges of getting those reps in whenever? Because like even with 14, it's hard to get enough reps in to where they are confident in what they're doing. It's hard.
Funny you say that because we did an evaluation, like so EMT and fire.
Mm-hmm.
We gave all the recruits an evaluation. It basically says this is for feedback of what they felt like they obtained as far as the curriculum and the programming, how it was all set up. And one of the common things out of all 14 recruits was wanting more time to get reps in on specific skills.
Yeah, I
And
get it.
it wasn't that we didn't do it because we didn't want to, because we actually had days planned in our program to do that, but hiccups happen.
Yes.
Schedules change, things come along. Yeah. And there were days that we went over time in skill stations, etc., because we had, a certain recruit that may have been struggling with a specific skill that we needed to dedicate a little bit more time on. And like my instructors were I shouldn't say my instructors, but our instructors were so passionate about what they were doing, man, they would just give every bit of time they had. And I unfortunately had to be the bad guy and be like, we got to rotate, man. We got to move on. Like we're going to be here 10 hours. And unfortunately we can't keep them that long, And so the recruits understood it, and then they knew getting more reps in. But that's where our company officers come in. That's where when they go to the field, our guys get a Proby book, a Proby manual. And that manual was there for the company officer and the crew to be able to evaluate that recruit or that now probationary firefighter and assess what they have retained from rookie school and then advance on that. And, me and Michael Dozier had this conversation years ago that we used to always complain about how well a recruit could shag a line or deploy a hand line off a cross lay, but not taking into consideration that there was 3 instructors, 25, 30, 40 recruits, and it's highly unlikely that every single one of them got their hands on that line. Now that's your job. As a company officer or as a crew or as a fireman, it's still your job to perfect those skills. We gave them the fundamentals. They at least got to see it. Now you have to practice it, because the difference between you and I is I don't have 14 people to deal with. You don't have 14 people to deal with. You have one. You have one probationary firefighter. Now you have all the time in the world to get them squared away for them to master those reps that they ask for. And it's difficult. I do not have an answer for that. I could not give you a clear answer to how in a rookie school can you get more reps in. We dedicated a whole week to just skills evaluations or running some scenarios. We did night drills. We did all kinds of stuff that allowed them time to get those reps in, excuse me, on specific skill. But even with that many people, because hell, up until a couple of years ago, our max number of people on the fire ground was 14. You know what I mean? So now we got to. So it's just, and you know as well as I know, like we came from an era that we were a minimally staffed department, 2 guys to a rig, and you may be lucky to have 6 people on initial assignment of a working structure fire.
Most
So,
most working fires was at least a 3-cylinder before you went rehab. I
right.
mean,
So that's a difficult one to maneuver. And ever since I've got that feedback and the recruits said that, I've thought about ways how we can manage that. Um, but I don't have a good answer. That's my answer. I don't have a good answer for that.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a struggle because everybody, we do the same thing. We do mid course. So halfway through, we want to know, and we do it for a report card for us because I'm gonna be honest when I say I feed off of what they say. I
Sure.
want to know, am I stepping up to the way they think I need to be? Because they'll be
Yeah.
honest. I mean, because I do it straight up. I give them papers, say, here, don't put your name on it, don't put nothing, but
Yep.
please be honest. And I walk away. I give them 30, 45 minutes or whatever to write down whatever they're going to write down. We pick them up, and I take them straight to the chief. I don't even want to see them. I want him to look at them first, and then he comes back and tells us what they're saying.
Yeah.
And and I'm not taking it as a shot to the gut or anything else. Is I'm looking at it as I'm taking it for feedback on what I need to do to help take care of them.
It's
Because
growth for us as well.
because a lot, I mean, and I'm not trying to upset anybody when I say this, but a lot of people that are instructors have forgot the aspect is that we are a servant to those recruits. We
Yes.
truly are. And this is a service based business. I don't care which side of it is. If you're in support services, if you work the warehouse, you are a servant to the people in the street. You get them the stuff they need in order to do their job. I'm a training officer. I am a servant to those recruits. It is my job to facilitate their learning and helping them get the skills so they can be successful to graduate and then go help our citizens.
Yeah.
Everything service based. And am I providing the service they deserve? If not, I need to know what I need to do to fix it.
Sure.
And it's like the little green cards on the back of the Fire Academy forms. I mean, I tell everybody over and over and over, please fill them out. Because as instructors, I thrive on that feedback. If I'm screwing up, I want to know I'm screwing up because I'm never going to
Yeah.
fix it if nobody tells me.
Yeah. My feelings don't get hurt
No.
because if you're not being honest with me and telling me that, hey man, we need to fix this, my feelings do not get hurt because our program is new. Like we're not cranking them out like you guys are, right? So I appreciated, and our recruits were very honest, and it was very, I don't know how you should put it, but they were very professional about how they said it, and I can understand where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
However, the latter of that is just sometimes there's no way around it, and I know you guys understand that more than anybody because of the
It is
numbers
what
that
it
you're
is.
producing. Yeah, and that's where your company officers come into play.
Yep.
Like,
And now I will say that one thing that has helped us a lot is we've got the time frame after that we do nothing but skills and drills for a couple weeks.
yeah,
We've got that extra time built in, which helps a lot. And what we started doing was getting outside companies coming in every day. This company, you pick your drill. I'm not going to say anything to you. You pick your drill and what you want to do. That company shows up, the boss and his firemen and stuff. They talk about what their drill is going to be, and they run it through with the recruits. He started giving the people in the street buy-in for the people that's working as recruits right now. It gives them buy-in to the program.
absolutely.
Maybe start getting them hungry where they want to start doing training and helping more people. And a lot of them is acting like it's the draft. They're looking at everybody, seeing who they want to try to get on their shift. I
That's
mean,
how you want it to be.
yeah,
That's how you want it to be.
I see that as a win when the guys are coming out from the outside companies coming in to do training with the recruits. and they're engaging with them, working with them hard and everything, and then they're saying, "Hey, I want that guy." That's a win.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember not long ago when you got people that's, "Oh, I don't want to go to the training center." Why not? We're getting paid to go learn how to do your job better.
Yeah. You get to go do it for fun. Like, when did
Yeah.
we ever thinking it was fun?
I mean, I still think it's fun. I used to wash fire trucks for free. There's still a lot of people in the country that do. Now I
Yep.
get paid to do it. I mean, so what am I complaining about?
Yep.
So, what's in store for Mr. Kenny Ray coming up in the future? Because I know he ain't on idle.
No, that whole man. Billy Floyd made sure of that a couple weeks ago. We closed out our hiring on the 14th. Yeah, July 14th. We closed
Hey,
out
y'all closed
for our
early. Y'all closed early.
yeah, because we got such an abundance of applications. I got three getting ready to come on board in the next couple of weeks, and we're getting ready to start a new program with our pre-certified guys. It's the first time we've kind of implemented it. Is like a 3 week
Like a
orientation.
pop out.
Yep, and that's
Okay.
because we've always done pre-cert.
Mm-hmm.
They do a 1 week 8 hour a day orientation, basically admin stuff, and then they would go rotate. When I got hired, after the first week we did 12-hour rotations at every firehouse for like 3 weeks, I believe. So what we're going to do now is that first week will be all admin orientation, and then the next 2 weeks will be skills evaluations. So
Good.
we got some instructors lined up. We're going to get them to the training ground. We're going to put them through some skills evaluations and see how well they can perform their job. And it doesn't mean that there's no pass or fail, but we're going to say, okay, this is what you need to work on.
You
And
know
then
where
when
the benchmark's at.
yes, and when hey, you're solid at this, but we're going to work on this, and then we're going to turn it over to the company officer and let the company officer build them up. And then right behind that, going to be testing probably 70 plus applicants. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, we had quite a bit. I think we ended up saying we're going to invite 60 or 70. Um, so that's an undertaking when you're testing that many people for us,
Mm-hmm.
because we're staffing a new apparatus, and then I'm putting on another rookie school. And that's going to take me somewhere between the beginning of November to the end of January. There's still a lot of things in motion with that. Um, I'm not telling anything as a secret. That's already kind of been known out there. And plus, I spent all day on the Intercoastal Waterway doing a boat operator class, putting some guys through our boat operator class, and we got a lot of stuff in the works for that. There's just a lot of moving parts for our department right now. For me personally, I got to finish the grind on my bachelor's degree. I want to get that done because I really do want to go to the EFO program through the NFA. I've said it, I said it, I said it, and I'm still dealing with personal stuff in my life, and still trying to make my department better. You know, there ain't no quit, so it's just I take it one day at a time and deal with what I can. I've noticed that one day at a time, you blink and 5 years is gone. So I've
Yeah.
been with the city for 8 years already. It's like, man,
Wow.
where did that go?
Yeah. But I mean, you're already a way step ahead, man. I mean, you're already working on your bachelor's. I decided, wait till you're 45, and that's a good time to start.
Yeah, I ain't far behind you. I'm 43, brother.
Yeah, but you still, I mean,
I am blessed to have a good support system. I am blessed to work at an organization that promotes that and will give you the time that you need. And, it helps that we are smaller. We have fewer moving parts than a large organization, and I understand that. But look at where we've come. Look at where North Myrtle Beach has come over the last 5 years. I mean, we got people in positions that are really excelling at their job, and they are making our place better. And I'm very blessed to be a part of it, and to be able to kind of leave my mark on it and have something to do with it. So it's a steady grind, man.
thumbprint.
That's it. That
Ah,
thumbprint.
leave your thumbprint.
That's it.
Well, start off with, go ahead and tell your boss that I'm waiting on the four horsemen to get on here. I've already been told that we're gonna get the four horsemen on here at one time.
Oh, I'm getting ready to put the pressure on that. Then, if you got that lined up, we'll make that happen.
Well, so what it was supposed to be was gonna try to get Chief Floyd on there, and I've been
He's on a boat right now, so
yeah. Well,
he's living his best life.
yeah, Spitzer's been dodging me for like 4 months, and I keep picking with him about it. It ain't a big deal. But then after the convention, all of them got together because they do their little dinner where all four of them sit down and eat
Yep.
dinner again, and then I think they all collectively come up and said, well, we're just gonna all get him at one time. We're gonna put all four of them on there at one time and do it. So I figured that'd be kind of neat to get the four horsemen back together and get them on the podcast.
There you go. I'm gonna put some pressure on that. I'll call Spitzer tomorrow. Be like, yo, you need to get your boy Billy and get this shit squared away today. Billy Floyd's all over the place, man.
I'm gonna leave him alone. There's some good people. So, Kenny Ray, the chalkboard's yours. Write your message on it for everybody.
Man, just do the right thing. And the recruits kind of put this on me, and it stuck with me now. And I said it really off the cuff, but do your job, do it well, and give a damn.
There you go. I like that.
They put it, and they made me this nice little board. Like it don't get simpler than that. Just be a good dude, like my boy Thomas Tardo said, and don't be a dumbass, like my brother Chris Harrison said. It's as simple as that. You start with not being a dumbass, you can go a long way.
Mm-hmm.
You be a good dude, you can do anything. Like just keep pushing, man. Give a shit about the job and want to be here. We cannot make you want to be here. Understand that we are all different, and some of us are better at things than others, and some of us are worse at things than others. But it's all for the people that we serve, for our families. We can put some food on the table. We get to ride around in expensive apparatus and do some real cool things, man. And love what you do. Keep loving the job. That's what it's about.
Absolutely. So, giving them big three again. Give it to them one more time.
Do your job, do it well, and give a damn.
There you go. There you go. Do your job, do it well, and give a damn. There you go. I can't think of anything better than that.
I'm glad they enjoyed it.
We got the big four going up the staircase going into the classroom, but I like the big three. I like that. A little simplified. Simple works for me. So I'm gonna throw it out right before we get done. Anybody listening up this Saturday, Marlboro County Country Club in Bennettsville, South Carolina, we're doing the PD Firemen's Conference. It is a brand new inaugural event. It's going to be entitled Planning Routes, and we are trying to start a micro conference in Bennettsville, South Carolina, somewhere that doesn't see a whole lot of fire training to the area. The guys there work really hard, but they don't get a lot of speaker aspect and stuff. So we're going to start up a little micro conference. There's going to be 5 really good speakers there. We'll have some vendors and stuff. It's going to be a full day of speaking, and it's $20 to get in, guys. $10 out of every ticket goes back to the PD Firefighters Association to help fund the next one they're going to do. They're going to try to get one set up in the fall if this one does well. And the one in the fall, they're going to try to set up doing hot classes. So their plan is to try to do 2 of them a year at a minimum, do one in the summer, and have it where it's just speakers coming in. So you can do conference-style lectures so everybody can enjoy the air condition. And then in the fall, that's whenever it cools off, whenever it does that in the South, they actually have some hot classes. So one of the cool things is they've got some stuff donated by some of the sponsors, and one of the door prizes is going to be a set of irons. I mean, that's a pretty good giveaway for a door prize. So if you haven't been able to get a ticket yet or whatever, go to www.downanddirtyfire.org and you can get your ticket. Like I said, it's $20. 10 of it goes to the Firemen's Association. The other $10 is really covering your food because, yes, lunch is catered and included with that. So, I mean, basically, you're paying for your food and you're going to get to sit there and listen to some people talk and hang out with a bunch of like-minded people all day long on a Saturday. It's going to be a great day. And I think they're going to do a little social get together after all the talking's over with. So I figured I'd throw out a bone with that. And I'm going to have I'll have some chalkboard stuff there. I'll have some stickers and challenge coins. Might have a book or two. You know, you never know. But it's going to be a good time. Come out and see us.
Hey, I got family in Beeville and in Wallace inside of Marlboro County. Marlboro County, go do big things and take care of my people.
There you
I
go.
like it.
I'm hoping that all of Clio shows up.
There you go. Maybe some McCall folks.
Yeah. Man, Kenny, I love you being on here today. Thank you so much for being on the show. Everybody that's listening, thank you so much for your support. We wouldn't be out here doing this if you guys weren't listening. That's a fact. You're the one that gives us the energy to come and do this, and throw messages out there. If there's somebody you want to hear on the podcast, send us a message. We will reach out to them. If there's a topic you want covered, throw it out there. This is about you guys. This is your show. Tell us what you want to talk about. Your feedback is very important. If you like it, share it. Tell a friend. We are 10 people away right now. Episode 26. I just checked. We are 10 followers away from hitting the 1,000 mark. That was my goal when I first set, was to try to hit 1,000 within a year. We started in November. Here we are in the end of July, almost at 1,000. Help us grow. We greatly appreciate it. The more people that are following, the more people get the message, and that's what it's all about at the chalkboard, is writing your message. So until next time, stay safe, keep learning, and we'll see you at the chalkboard.